YOLO, it's Yeshio, welcome back to another game review, where today we're going to be talking about the newly released Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch, which was released just a few weeks ago on this past Halloween. I'm still kind of mad about that. I was really excited for this game, not just for the sake of getting into the spooky spirit, but also because the original Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite games to play in the GameCube. And since I was never fortunate enough to own a copy of Dark Moon, or a 3DS for that matter, I was super pumped up to finally play an updated version. Okay, well, make that was one of my favorite games to play in the GameCube. Over the years, I must have scratched the disc up a bit too much because it eventually started freezing and crashing all the time, and you could barely make it through 5 minutes of gameplay without needing to reset the console. I remember spending an entire afternoon rubbing my disc with all sorts of stuff Google told me to use in an attempt to fix it. Peanut butter, bananas, toothpaste, soap, basically every food item you could possibly think of. I'm pretty sure I even tried scratching it with sandpaper at one point, thinking that was gonna help. So it's no surprise that the game immediately stopped working completely after that. Long story short, if your game disc isn't working, just buy a replacement instead of smearing raw eggs on it or whatever. Needless to say, I was pretty excited to finally play as Mr. L and vacuum up ghosties again, so without further ado, let's go! What the? We just started. Hang out, I'll be right back. Mel, what are you doing here? I barely even started to... Who are you? Hey, what's up? How's it going? My name is Drake. Nice to see you. Hey, this is a nice place you got here.
Why are you
dude,
here?
Is that a harp seal? Dude, that's so cool.
Don't look at my
where's
harp
your
seal,
kitchen?
please.
You got any food? Bro,
Please
I am
don't eat my
starving.
food.
You might be wondering who I am or how I found your house or
that's
why
a good
I look
question,
exactly
actually.
like you, but I'm not going to tell you that because it's a secret.
Who are you, dude?
Can I go in your house?
Okay, sure.
Wait, what'd you say your name was again? Drake.
Oh, like Nathan Drake.
Yes, like him, Mason Drake.
It's Nathan Drake, actually.
Yes, Nathan Drake. I know him. We're good friends. Let's get on with the review now. If you've played the original Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, the game starts out pretty much exactly as you'd expect it to. Luigi and company are suspiciously invited to an all-expenses-paid vacation at a luxurious hotel they've never been to before. Instead of realizing that it's obviously a trap and the hotel is clearly haunted, they head to their rooms and quickly doze off, only for the previously bright and elegant hotel to mysteriously become dark and creepy overnight. Luigi wakes up to find that not just Mario was captured by King Boo and turned into a painting, but also the 3 mushroom pipsqueaks they brought with them, as well as Princess Pringles. And now it's his job to fight his way through the hotel with his trusty vacuum, find his friends, and get the heck out of there as soon as possible. And oh yeah, Professor Egad is here too, so he can sit in his lab and do pretty much nothing. Now I know what you're thinking, wow, that sounds pretty scary. But what do you do in Luigi's Mansion 3? Well, I'll tell you what you do.
You track down and capture the innocent souls of the departed, and permanently seal them away forever.
By which, of course, I mean you suck up ghosts with the vacuum cleaner strapped to your back. You got your standard ghosts like the hammers and the goobs, which have around 150 health each and are the most common ghosts you'll be fighting. They're pretty easy to deal with one-on-one, and they're not really too much of a threat unless they start swarming you. Then you've got the boss ghosts at the end of each floor who usually have some kind of eye protection to block the beam from your flashlight, forcing you to get creative if you want to successfully defeat them. Unlike other ghosts who you can usually capture in just one go, the boss ghosts have multiple phases you have to go through before you can actually deal any damage. And then there's the boos, which will only appear once you return to a floor that you've already completed. Pretty early on in the game, Egad will alert you that the boos happen to be hiding out inside the hotel, and that the goo inside your vacuum is super sensitive to boo activity. When you're approaching a room with the boo in it, your vacuum will start to rumble and shake around, and the closer you get to the boo in question, the more aggressively it'll vibrate. Once you find the object the boo is hiding in and interact with it, one of two things will happen. The boo will either flee the room, forcing you to track it down and repeat the process all over again, or you'll enter into a battle with it where you suck up its tongue and slam its face into the floor. Repeatedly. In total, there are 15 boos to catch, 1 on each floor, and while there's no benefit to catching them as far as I can tell, it's still a pretty fun side thing to do, especially if you've already beaten or just don't feel like doing the main quest. After just a few minutes into the game, you'll come across the elevator, where nearly every button has strangely been removed and scattered around the hotel. After a brief scuffle with the first boss ghost in the basement, you'll receive 2 of the missing elevator buttons, the button for floor 1 and the button for floor 5, finally granting you access to those floors. From this point on, the game generally follows a pretty formulaic, although still entertaining pattern. Get off the elevator, search the rooms, solve the puzzles, get the keys, approach the boss, fight the boss, get the button back, put it in the elevator, and go to the next floor, rinse and repeat around 15 times, and that's pretty much the entire main quest in a nutshell. Now that I think about it, this whole game kind of reminds me of the dungeons from Link's Awakening in a way. You go from room to room, battling enemies, finding keys, and solving puzzles, all leading up to a final boss fight with a unique and creative boss. In my humble opinion, I think the concept actually works much better here than it does in Zelda, but feel free to disagree with me if you want, I'm just saying. I know Zelda fans are a little hardcore, so I don't want to make them mad, or I'm gonna become a ghost. Because they'll kill me in my sleep. And I can't get too far into the video without mentioning Luigi, Luigi's emotionless yet gooey duplicate you can carry around in your vacuum and deploy at will to solve certain puzzles and defeat certain ghosts. While both are equipped with a poltergeist and have all the abilities that come with it, Luigi can squeeze through tight spaces and slide through pipes to reach new areas, making him incredibly useful in certain scenarios. He instantly dissolves in water though, and has far less health than Luigi does, meaning you'll need to carefully switch between them in order to successfully complete certain challenges and boss fights. What's awesome is that the game actually has a full-blown co-op mode, something I haven't really seen these days too often. Just head over to the settings in the pause menu, switch to co-op at any point throughout the game, and you and a friend can fight your way through the floors of the hotel together, one playing as Luigi, and the other playing as his soulless doppelganger. If you think about it, it's kinda like Luigi's version of Cappy in a way, a non-human entity who aids him on his quest by fighting enemies and solving puzzles. Except, you know, Luigi is actually fun to play as. Whoa, dude, that's crazy! You mean they duplicated a guy and created a clone that looks just like him? That's weird, dude. Yeah, it sure is. Anyway, as previously stated, there are 15 floors on the hotel, each with its own unique theme and design. Some of them are pretty standard floors you'd expect to find in a hotel, like the gym or the kitchen, but then some of them don't make any sense at all, like the giant pyramid floor, or the floor that holds a pirate ship and an entire ocean? I would like to ask a question. Why is this in a hotel? Who was building a hotel and we're just like, so for this next room, we're gonna put like a giant body of water the size of the Pacific, and then a pirate ship just kind of ominously floating around on it. And that's it, that's the whole room. Don't get me wrong, all the rooms are tons of fun to play through, and they're really well designed. It's just that I kind of wish there were more hotel-related rooms instead of whatever this is. Personally, I think an arcade room would be flat out awesome. Maybe you could have the boss be some punk with a backwards hat and a skateboard. And just imagine how many references and Easter eggs there could be in there. Or what about a nursery, like from the original Luigi's Mansion? That makes perfect sense for a hotel. Actually, now that I think about it, let's not do a nursery. That baby kind of freaks me out. No, I don't like that. Each room has 6 collectible gems to find, stealthily hidden in secret areas and behind puzzles, and even though they don't really do anything, they're still pretty fun to search for. The gems actually look really cool. Their design is always based on the floor you find them on. For example, the boiler room gems are shaped like wrenches, and the garden gems are shaped like flowers. You may be wondering what happens once you find all 6 gems on a floor. Do you unlock a secret boss fight? Do you gain access to the backstory of the boss ghost who resides there? Do you receive a limited edition 1891 Geraldo amiibo with voice-activated motion? Nah. All you're getting is an achievement. It's pretty cool, I guess. But like, not really. The gems are worth collecting if you happen to run into them, if only because the puzzles are really fun, but I wouldn't stress about tracking them all down because as far as I can tell, it's not really worth it. Oh, and speaking of things that aren't really worth it at all, money! It's not worth it. What really matters is the relationships you have with your friends and family, you know? Money isn't everything, and it's totally not worth it to only love money and to not care about anyone else. But oh lord, there was so much money in this building! Did a leprechaun just pass by here leaving traces of gold in every crevice he came across? Why is there so much money all over this place? I mean, I'm not complaining. Scattered throughout the hotel, you can find dollar bills, gold coins, and even solid gold ingots just stuffed into every nook and cranny you come across. Is there money in this pot? Yes. Is there money in this plant? Yes. Is there money in this golden fish I just found? Yes. Somehow. But unfortunately, the money is pretty much useless in virtually every way, despite how badly Professor Egad keeps trying to coerce me into collecting it. Even with all the dangers here, I'm sure we can agree that money is still important. Keep your eyes peeled and grab as much as you can. Egad, we're in a haunted hotel filled with, like, actual ghosts that kidnapped my brother and trapped him in a painting. I promise you, money is not important in this situation. Well, okay, the money's not completely useless. There's a shop you can access in EGAD's lab where you can buy things like boo cartridges and gem cartridges, which reveal the location of one boo or gem on the map respectively. There's also golden bones you can purchase, which summon the ghost doggo from Dark Moon to come and revive you back to full health when you die, which is admittedly pretty useful, and I probably should have bought some of those because I died a lot in this game. And with that being said, we're gonna end this review off right here after one final question. Is Luigi's Mansion 3 a good game? Well, I still kind of miss the original, and I personally think it might just be a little bit better than this one based on pure nostalgia, but I gotta admit, this game is pretty stinking good. Wait, where'd he go? What I like most about it is that it's nothing like a regular Super Mario Bros. Game. There's no platforming, there's no Bowser, there's no mushrooms, it's just Luigi doing his own thing and sucking up ghosts. It's pretty cool to see a series with all the elements of the Mario universe present, but done in a completely different way that gives Luigi his own style of game, kinda like Yoshi's Woolly World or Captain Toad. And I can't stress enough how awesome it is to finally be able to play co-op on the Switch. For a long time I was afraid co-op multiplayer was on its way out with the rise of online play, but this game has fully relieved me of my worries, at least for the time being. Not only can you play through the main story with a friend, but there's actually a few multiplayer mini-games you can play together, the Scare Scraper and the Scream Park. I'll admit it took me longer than it should have to get those puns. The Scream Park hosts 3 different mini-games for up to 8 players at a time, assuming you have enough Joy-Cons. And friends. There's coin floating, where teams compete to collect as many coins as possible while riding around on duck floaties, Cannon Brigade, where teams compete to break the most targets with cannonballs, and my personal favorite, Ghost Hunt, where both teams try and suck up as many ghosts as possible and a set time limit. And then there's the Scare Scraper, where you race against the clock to complete objectives before the timer runs out, such as capturing all the ghosts in the area or rescuing all the toads. Personally, I found it to be a bit too hard for my liking, but if I wasn't playing on solo mode, it probably would be a lot easier and I'd enjoy it a lot more. You can also play online multiplayer if you have a Nintendo membership, but, no thanks. Dude! Where'd you go? Okay, so I was rummaging through your house looking for weaknesses, I mean the bathroom, and I found this thing in your fridge. Real quick, what the heck is this? Ooh, I was wondering where that went. You see, I got bored last night at like 1 in the morning, so I took a big ziti and a cake, and I fused them together. I call it Cake Ziti, and it is gross. Oh, why would you do that? Because I got bored? Look, sometimes you just gotta look at things and say, wow, this will probably end badly, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just to see what happens. Like what? Like, I don't know, like snowboarding backwards down Mount Everest blindfolded, or running into the woods and trying to wrestle bears, or trying to break the world record for the most Pop-Tarts eaten in one sitting for absolutely no reason. Oh, I got one! Or burning down a building full of old people. Yes. No, wait, what? Or putting babies into a cannon and blasting them off into space. Dude, that's pretty dark. Or alternatively, we could see what happens when you cook a harp seal. What? No, what are you, insane? I said do stuff that will end badly, not commit arson. Look, dude, you seemed like a pretty cool guy when I first came in here, but now I'm pretty sure you're just a maniacal psychopath, so maybe we should just call it quits. Aw. If you guys want to see my first reactions to this game, you can click the little box at the end of this video and watch the playthrough I just did. Well, it's not really a playthrough, it's more like me playing Luigi's Mansion with disastrous results. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you next time. Goodbye, faithful members of the Yes Army! Huh. That was weird. What are you talking about? Nothing, it's just, normally this is the part where my mailman knocks on my door and delivers a suspicious box to me that bursts into flames or something. Whoa, dude, that's crazy! I know, right? No, this is the part where I kill you. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what's going on? What's going on is, your death. Congratulations, you're gonna die today. Oh, that's for me. Hey, mailman guy, how's it hanging, dude?
You got mail.
I sure do. Thanks a lot, bro. Talk to you later, okay? Yup. Wow, what a cool guy. You think he'd let me borrow his shades? Wait a minute, are you the guy who keeps sending me death boxes in the mail? No, actually, I'm not. I do know him, though. Well, tell him to stop sending them. I almost died like 6 times. Oh, don't worry, he's not gonna be sending you anything anymore. Really? No, because I'm gonna kill you right now. With this! That just looks like a shiny rock. You see, my friend, unlike you with your weak, pathetic, though quite handsome human body. Thank you. My body was generated in a remote laboratory hidden somewhere in the far reaches of the planet. genetically altered to have 100 times the strength, endurance, and stamina of a typical human being. But to activate my abilities, I require one thing. Rubrium. Wahaha, you broke it. Ow, that really hurt like a lot. Wait, dude, let's talk about this. Thank you for flying Drake Airlines. Dude, no! Have a nice fall! Ah! Hey, what's up? Yeah, he's probably dead. I threw him out of an airship. Wait, I wasn't supposed to do that? I was supposed to make sure he's dead instead of just assuming that my plan to kill him worked? Because my entire purpose for existing is that you always try to kill him like this, but it never works, so I was just supposed to do it myself. Okay, I'll call you back in a minute, alright? Bye! Woo!